Chapter 48. And so, here we are now, rambling still, but maybe not roaming, wandering, but also looking. We ain't drifting so much as waiting, like a dandy flower seed blown free by a breath from the sweetest little girl the world ever saw, floating with the sunshine, but looking for soil, looking to take root, looking to flower. That's us. That's me and Rodeo. That's me and my dad. And you know what? Driving towards something is better than driving away from something. Way better. I do cry sometimes, but I don't have to hide it anymore. When I feel sad, when I miss my mom or my sisters, I can just cry. And my dad puts his arm around my shoulder, and sometimes he cries with me, and it's awful, and I love it. Yeah, maybe I'm a little broken. Maybe I'm a little fragile. But I think of Val and Salvador and Lester, and I think it's all right. Maybe we're all a little broken. Maybe we're all a little fragile. Maybe that's why we need each other so much. Every morning, Rodeo asks me where I want to go, and if I have an opinion on the matter, I tell him. And I know that the next time I tell him I want to visit Poplin Springs, Washington, and there will be a next time, absolutely, then that's where we'll go. I don't take care of my dad anymore. We take care of each other. Back in my room, under my bed, there's a box. Inside the box is a treasure. A whole pile of treasures, actually. Sometimes I sit and look through them. Sometimes we sit and look through them together. I started a new tradition for us, too. Most nights, before we go to sleep, we each tell a memory. One a day. A memory about our family. It can be a big memory or a small memory. A sad memory or a happy memory. It doesn't matter. Sometimes I write them down and put them in the box. I remember the night before we made it home, how I was afraid that once I got there my mom and my sisters would feel gone. Well, they are gone, but Lord, they aren't gone at all. Not even close. Not anymore. Not ever again. And then one day we see it. That green highway road sign with the name of a town on it. A town we visited years ago and liked, loved even. A small town with nice folks. A town we've got maybe even working our way toward but pretending we weren't. A river runs through it, always moving, but always there. It's got a bakery with big round sourdough loaves that are absolute heaven with smear of butter on 'em. It's got a middle school with a soccer field, and over by the laundromat it's got a taco truck. There's even a drive-in movie place in the summer. It's a fine place. A place that's worth a shot, maybe. And the sign, it's telling us that town is 10 miles away. The sun is coming sideways through Jaeger's windows, and she's humming all around us. To be honest, there's still a faint smell of goat to the place, but we're used to it. And even if we weren't, we wouldn't mind, because she was a darn fine goat and traveling companion. Ivan is sitting on the dashboard, eyes half closed, gazing out at the highway. The sun is thinking of setting, but she won't just yet. She's going to light her way right into town. She's going to leave us enough light to get there, and then there'll be the coolness of night. And then we'll wake up to a new day. I look up at the holy hell bell, and it's gleaming like St. Peter's gates up there in a sunray. And I think about standing up and ringing it, but I don't, because it ain't that kind of moment. It's just not. It's rich and it's full, and it's a certain deep kind of happy, but it's already ringing with its own quiet music. And then my dad says, "Give me a once upon a time, Ella." And I smile and I rub my eyes, and I take a little breath, and then a big one. And I'm almost silenced by how much story there is to tell in this world. Almost. I stand there, looking out at the world we're driving into. None of it had to happen, not one bit. Sunrises and sunsets and ice cream cones never had to exist. Shooting stars and acoustic guitars and holding hands. Good books and warm blankets and good night kisses. None of them ever had to be. Mama and Ava and Rose never had to live and breathe. They could have never come to be. Rodeo and me and Jaeger and Lester and Grandma and Salvador and Val and Ivan could have never come to be. All of it, every little bit, could have never happened. And I could have never seen it, and I'd never even known I hadn't. But it did, and I did. Oh, I did. There is so much happiness in the world. There is so much sadness in the world. There is just so much in the world. Well, I say, and I squeeze my dad's shoulder. Once upon a time, there was a girl and her dad.